Hi. Hi.
Hey Milica,
Hi.
welcome.
Welcome. You too?
Good to see you. Love the, are those cat ears
Oh,
or,
yes. I just finished the lesson like 10 minutes ago. So,
and the kids love
I,
it, I'm guessing.
yeah,
Nice. So
yeah.
Milica, I'm so happy to have you here for this conversation. I would love to start by having you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about you. I believe you live in Serbia and you're an English teacher and you're working on about 1,000 different projects. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're working on currently?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really good with self-introduction, but I will try. Okay. So as
Sounds
Xavier
good.
said, I am an English teacher. I am actually a preschool teacher who specialized in teaching English. So my primary students are preschool children and young learners. So very young learners, 3 to 6, and young learners, maybe 6 to, let's say, 10 or 12 maximum, not older than that. So I am president and founder of a nonprofit called Alice In Methodologyland. And with a nonprofit, we simply continue doing all of the projects that I was doing by myself. So one of them includes sharing materials that I make for my own classroom, which are now in the Koala Marketplace. You can access them for free. There will be 2 that are not free, but they have a very special story. So maybe we can talk about those later, right?
Yeah,
All
we
of
could
the
even
others,
share them because they're really cool.
yes, they're still not there yet, but I think you will like the story behind those 2. And other than that, we do teacher training. Of course, it's online free workshops. We do articles, and we have some ongoing projects with children. So face-to-face free workshops and live free workshops. Those are currently on pause due to organization, COVID, etc., etc. But we are on with the teacher workshops that are online every month. So these are my projects, as you said.
Nice. And Milita, am I correct to also say that
Mhm.
you also have an online ESL school?
Oh yes, but that's my personal project. The nonprofit is a group effort.
Got it.
Yes, I founded a school after so many years of designing and developing in 2021, and it's an online ESL CLIL school, so content integrated language learning. So which means we have other subjects like science, coding, and things like this. And I use Koala. I use Koala Go with some students and with some other Koala 3D, depending on their, preferences. And well, that's about it.
I have a question for you. Why
Mhm,
did you name your brand
mhm,
Alice in Methodologyland? Alice, I believe I know it's because it's your middle name,
mhm, mhm.
right?
Actually, it's my not a middle name by birth. It became a part of my middle name by accident about 10 years ago. When students couldn't pronounce my name, it was so hard to them. So that became my teaching alias. And then after
Because your
that, it
first
just
name,
is
because your first name
Milica.
is
Has a
Milica,
ts
but it's spelled with a C,
with a
right?
C like pizza. So instead of constantly correcting little children, which kind of makes them feel like they're making a mistake, I didn't want them to feel
You change
less
your name.
wordy. Yeah, I was just gonna, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be Alice. Alice in
Yeah.
Wonderland, I love it. So as an Alice, I fell into the land of methodology, teaching stuff, and then just was just a natural idea. I think it was organic. Okay, it's methodology
Nice.
land. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. And when I go to Starbucks, I often say that my name is Johnny to make things easier as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It,
I
it,
mean,
yeah, it avoids to have a whole conversation
yeah, so
about
just
how to
think.
pronounce my name.
I want to encourage when you have 3, 4, 5 little year olds and they cannot pronounce or constantly make mistakes. It really doesn't do much for their self-esteem. So
Makes
I
sense.
don't mind really.
The koala community is mostly in the US today, and of
Hmm.
course a little
Hmm.
bit in South Africa,
Hmm.
UK, in students in China, but
Hmm.
I know nothing about Serbia and
Hmm.
how, questions like how important is English as a second language learning for kids in Serbia? And are your students mostly in Serbia or in other countries?
As someone from the informal sector, so I am not informal education. It simply just isn't my cup of tea, to be honest. I find it very restrictive and restrictions on the curriculum and creativity. is really, really
At
not my
public
cup of
schools
tea.
in
Yeah,
Serbia?
yeah, public
Got it.
schools. Yeah. So I'm really not into formal education. So I really can't say. I do think, unfortunately, the general consensus is that teachers don't matter. But I do think parents who are really invested into maybe their children moving abroad or their children going into international schools value it. But it really depends on parents. That's something that really can't say. I am out of touch with the public education system, to be honest. My
Got it.
students come from all over the world. 99% from Europe, and now we are branching out to China, so we're going to have a special branch in China. So unfortunately, I have zero information about it.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
very helpful. That's very helpful. There are two things I would love to do, two main topics I would like to cover during this
Mhm,
webinar. The first one is, I think, is very valuable to all the koala community.
mhm,
They would love to see your
mhm.
creations, what you're currently working on. I know that you're working
Yes.
on some content with students,
Mhm.
um, and I would love to see this.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
there's also a part where, for the community of your community,
Mhm,
that where it would be helpful to show
mhm,
how to use your Genially content
mhm,
in Koala Go,
mhm,
especially for students on iPad, because it allows
mhm,
them to use their touchscreen and interact
mhm,
with your slides. What do you want to
mhm.
start with, Milica?
Well, I want to start with that special one, as you said, the student led
Let's do it.
projects. I'm just
Yes.
opening a few examples, and I'm just going to show you maybe my latest material. So this one and two, this one and one more. These are board games made by my class. Two students from Serbia. And one student from Russia. So it's a collaborative project, and it is just so makes me feel I don't know, warm inside. It really it is beautiful. So how did we do it? We used Genially, and we had a whole design class where everybody had a different role. The boys did the board, and then Alex, our girl part of the group, she did the little figurines. She's so talented.
Totally.
And then there was some Photoshop work for me to make them transparent, to edit, and then we all sit together came up with the rules. So, for example, if you step on, I don't know, if you step on a purple box, you stay at the farm, you don't play for one turn. You roll the dice, you step on a purple box, and you're grounded. You go to the farm. So, I mean, it is really, really straightforward. They came up with questions, they came up with everything. And these two games made by them, as I said, they are the only ones that I wanted to share for a little payment, because my idea was to just if somebody gets those, just give that money to the students for purchasing more classes, or basically whatever they want. So if you get these for your class, they're going to be given to the actual designers. So that's
This is fantastic. This
yeah,
is
they
fantastic.
don't know yet. So I'm gonna tell them. I think they will be
Yeah.
happy.
So maybe I want to use this opportunity real quick to say that
Mhm,
today the Koala Go Marketplace only
mhm,
allows for free content,
mhm, mhm.
but
Yes.
we're working hard on
Mhm,
allowing creators to sell their creations on the Koala Go Marketplace.
mhm.
We're hoping to have something in 2 weeks and a half. So at that time, you will be able to purchase this Genially slide deck built by Alex, Vuk, and Val. I hope I pronounced their name right.
Yes, absolutely correct.
And I
Yes.
think it will be a pretty popular one.
Wow, I mean that's amazing. If it is popular, then we have to get the kids to come on board for like a creator chat. And then
I'm
we just
100% in,
yes,
Milica.
we can organize that. There was
If their
one more
parents
that
give
they
us the
made.
green light, we can
Uh,
do a big
I can
webinar
ask.
just with them and they can walk us through it. Seriously, I would
Wow,
freaking love
I
this.
don't think their English is that good, but we can give it a shot. Yes, the other one is this. So the other story, we went to a competition actually, and then it was a poster competition, like imagining teenagers from the future, and they so these are video game characters and anime characters, and they fight with evil villains from video games. That's their teenage reality. I don't know. It was brilliant. So we made snakes and ladders from this one.
Nice. So,
Um,
and just so that I understand, so this is used to teach English to them through the
yes,
creative process, but then you
yes.
also you play at their own game with them.
Yes. Yes. As a final reveal project when it's all finished. So they draw everything, they make
Yeah.
up the rules, and then I just basically my job is to combine it, set it up. So I
Wow.
do my job is far, far, far less than theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So these
please
ones.
forward our congratulations to them for creating this fantastic content. They're very talented kids.
Very talented. The figurines, especially, are just I cannot believe how
Yeah,
detailed they are. Just artists in the making, really.
absolutely. This is so great. And I could see how empowering it is for students to be involved in the
Yeah.
creation of the content
Mhm.
rather than just consumers. I think
Yes.
the koala community is very is constantly pushing us to make
Mhm.
koala more collaborative so that students
Mm.
can contribute and not just be
Mm.
passive because it is very
Yes.
empowering for and
Mhm.
makes them learn better. Yeah.
In the Koala Go or even in the 3D, it's just I have made special classroom yesterday in the 3D version to just have a lot of daily rituals and class pets and stuff, all their choice. So what do you want? One student said, "I want a pink bed." So we got a pink bed. I mean, it really gives them a chance to have their own special place. I wanted to show the last one. I have been struggling with this one for a long time because it's like a Disney advent calendar. I did use a template, of course. I did use the Genially template. It's templates. Anyway, so
Whatever
the
you say.
idea behind this is to have one Disney, or maybe like a follow-up activity, or like a finishing activity in the class that is collaborative and it's Disney team. So that's what it is. So I actually use the template as a motivation to create the activities, which I think is great. I mean, you have these visuals. How can I use them as a teacher? So my tip to creators is you don't have to start always from scratch. Use a templates to make something that is completely out of the box. One story every day, starting from today, 7 days of Disney. This is okay. So imagine you're a character in this story, make up a new ending. So now we have, okay, what is this? We have students chatting, trying to collaborate in pairs in chat box. What is this? The girls will guess. I don't know. Do you know, Xavier? Which one is this?
Mm,
Maybe. So we got,
yes, that woman from the tale who's at the top of a dungeon, locked at the top of a dungeon, and she
mm,
uses her hair to escape from the
yes,
dungeon.
yes. So you have a hint. The name of the princess starts with an R. We don't have to do the whole one, but you do have a little hint. Then another day, photo description, very good for ESL students. So what do you see behind? And we have some Legos, which kids just love Legos. So and
Not
then we have
just kids.
listen and write, listen and write. We have a Cinderella one. That one is listening practice. Then we have a writing session. Why should a crocodile not eat Captain Cook? Let's convince the crocodile not to eat him. So, like, take the stories and twist them, give them some creative juices.
Well,
Seven reasons.
the hook is pretty hard to digest, probably. I would start with
Yeah.
that.
Why dwarves are cool. 7 reasons why. I don't know. I did just feel they're cool. Okay, I do think this one is unfinished. Who would win and why? Dalmatians or Team Cruella? It's like a debate. Well, as I said, it's not finished. I like this one especially, Little Mermaid. So it's a swap like those movies, Freaky Friday. So the boys and the girls, they swap. So the boy is a mermaid and the girl is the prince, and they should have a dialogue, like make a different version, dramatize a conversation. I know maybe that one is too forward, but I think it's great.
I
You
love
will
it.
tell me what you think, Xavier. And I think that's
I
story
think that
combo.
boys can be mermaid as well. I totally agree with you.
The final step, story combo. So what do you see here? Can we make one story from these photos? And I think that's the last one in the Disney program.
This is gorgeous.
Oh,
I
thank you.
love
It
it.
is a template. It is a template, but again, you can give them a twist, make them your own. That's another, as I
So
said, tip.
what do you mean by is a template? Does that mean that it is a Genially template that can be reused and edited by other teachers?
You can use the blank version that is a presentation
Yeah.
with these pages. Yes.
How would people access this template of yours that you just showed?
It's free. It's free. You can actually
It's
use
free.
it with a free
Nice.
account. Yeah.
Nice. And maybe you can give me the link later, and I can put it in the description of this live, so that in case people
I think I have sent the Disney one already.
Oh, cool. So it actually may already be in the Koala Go Marketplace.
Oh, brilliant. Yes.
Good.
It has to be fixed a little. So that's another request. I've made over 200 materials. There are so many. So if you see a mistake, I would really like you to report it, because I am not perfect. So I would love you to report the mistakes.
We're really, really happy to have your content on the marketplace.
Thank
and
you.
I'm looking forward to
share it.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to having the paid content, so that the kids who've been working so hard on creating this content can be
that's like
be rewarded.
Me too.
What I would like to move to now is show everyone how to use this content, this beautiful content that you show when you're teaching online. So when you're teaching online and you have fantastic Genially content, it's great, it's interactive. For instance, that board game, you can drag and drop little characters. But if you're using Zoom screen sharing, you're kind of fighting over a cursor. And if the student has a touch screen, such as an iPad, they cannot drag and drop components. So what we've developed is in Koala Go is a shared browser that complements Genially content very well. So that's what we will show today.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen, and I encourage everybody, if you have never used Koala and you want to take a look, to follow along those easy steps. So the first thing we're going to do is just open any browser. Google Chrome is recommended if you're on a PC or a Mac. And we're going to go to teach with koala.com. Once you reach this website, you're going to see this big button that says Open Koala Go in browser. Just click on it. So Koala Go runs in the browser, but the first time you log in, it will ask you to sign in or sign up. It's the same thing for us. If you have a Google email address, I encourage you to click there. It will be easier. If you have a non-Google email address, just type your email address here and click on sign in. It will send a magic link to your inbox. Click on that and you'll be logged in. So I'm going to go with Google and click here. So let's ignore activities that I was working on and go to a blank page. Very good. So Koala Go is a tool for online teachers to teach. We've tailored the whole tool. We've been working for a year and a half with online teachers every day and iterating on improving Koala every 2 weeks. It's really tailored for independent online teachers to your needs. The first thing you will find is an interactive whiteboard. You're very familiar with this, nothing new here. You can draw, create sticky notes, create text boxes. You can drag and drop images here to create really cool content. Here is an activity where you can dress the elf. So you drag and drop little components here. And of course, you can invite a student that will join you. Their video will start. You'll have audio as well. So you can do the full class in Koala Go. We have 24/7 help. In case you have any questions, just click on help, enter your email, and ask us a question. And there'll be somebody from the Koala team on the other side to help you out. Now, so this is what we call the whiteboard. But what I would like to show you today is the shared browser, which is the feature that makes a lot of sense when you're using Genially content. So this is a shared browser. So it's very simple. You can open new tabs. You can go to Google. You can type anything you want. If you want to go to WordWall, you just type WordWall, enter, and you'll go to WordWall. And what's really cool about this is that you and your students both see the same thing and can also interact with the same things. So that allows you to have access to any content that you want. This shared browser is very easy to use. You can copy a link outside of the shared browser and then paste it here. So if I just copied it, if I just paste it here with Command V or Control V if you're on a Windows and type enter, it will open your slides.
That is the thing that I personally like in Go and 3D. It's the same feature where you have the browser inside. So when you share on Zoom or other apps, you share the screen, and then you have to go to the screen and type, and then go back to. But here is literally the browser inside the app, which is really, really useful, especially with the little ones.
That's right. So the sound is shared in this browser. So if your students are here with you, they will hear the sound, which is sometimes important in some Genially slides. So if you play this video, for instance, that's embedded in Milica's slides, they will hear the sound. The video will be synchronized as well. Yeah, so you have a way to interact with those slides. And also, right now I'm alone, I don't have a student with me, but if your student is here, you'll see one option for you to control and one option for you and your student to control. And you can both and interact with the slides. You can even drag and drop if they're logging in from their iPad. Milica, do you want to jump in? Do you have any comments on this?
No. I mean, I agree with everything you say. The students love interactive videos. They're really not, they're really a big part of everything that's interactive and clickable is what I like. They're really a big part of my materials.
Speaking of things that are not flat and interactive, so, on top of giving you this co-browser and allowing you to open any web content and interacting with it with your students, we've also implemented a little gamification system. So you can give to students rewards by clicking on this icon. And once you reach 5 stars, you get access to Playground. So this is where Koala is also tailored for online teachers who work with young students. So let me close the share browser here. And so, by the way, if you click on invite student, you'll see immediately your invite link, and you can share that with your students. They can use it and jump in from the web and open Playground. So Playground is a little interactive world that we've built for you and your students to have a brain break. As you can see here, I have a little avatar that I can customize if I click on this. And same for your students, they can customize cheeks, lips, eyes, glasses, you name it. You have tons of opportunity to customize and for your students to express their personalities. I'm going with this today.
I just wanted to share an activity with this. Sorry for interrupting you before you go to the next things. These options are also cool for language teachers for revision of body parts, hairstyle, color, clothes. So yes, make sure to test it out that way. I've done that with students. They love it. They want to name all the colors. They want to name all the clothes. So it's really useful for revision as well, not only settings.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can have tons of conversations if you're teaching language. So you click anywhere and your avatar will run in that direction. And here you can see I can collect little seeds. And if I go on them, I'm collecting them, which allows me to then plant little trees. So it's very simple. It's a little game that is allowing you to bond with your students. It's a brain break, but it's also a fantastic way to get your students excited about coming to your next class next week. And we know that for online teachers who your business is to have customers and who are those students and their parents. If they are excited to come to the next class and the parents don't have to drag them in front of the computer, it makes your life easier. And we're all about that. One thing that I'd like to say real quick is that Milica mentioned earlier that she's always working with her students to collaborate and build content together. We think that this is fundamental, and this is what Playground is going in the direction of. We want to make Playground as customizable as possible so that you can put images and you can decorate the way you want so that you and your students contribute and make Playground unique to that specific student.
The features that you're going to make in the future, so you're expanding the features of Koala Go?
Exactly. Absolutely. Koala is not perfect, but we work really hard to improve it really fast. So for whoever's in the Koala community, they know that we try to talk to them and try to constantly ask them what is the most important thing for you to become more successful. And we try to work on that. So every 2 weeks, you'll see Koala having an update. You'll get an email and you'll see all the cool stuff that are coming in that new version. In order for Koala to be as much of a democracy as possible, we're using a really cool tool called Canny that allows anybody to post feature requests. So here, here are all the features that have been requested by teachers who use Koala. Milica, did you want to share anything else about your content, about projects you're working on?
I just want to show a few more, just give you a few ideas there. So if you go to, again, Koala Go, Go Marketplace, You go there. This one, advent calendar with activities. So you basically have, it's like an infographic, like an advent calendar, this pack of chocolates you're opening before Christmas in a lot of Catholic countries. So every day you have different kinds of tasks. Some tasks are literally my lesson inside of a lesson, like this one, let's be artists. Then you have, I don't know, number 2 is make a lava lamp with your parents. Then you have to play a game. Then you have blah, blah, everything. So you can use this one if you want to send it to parents to just help them if you're having, for example, a vacation. ESL teachers need rest as well. And you can use it every day as an introduction, maybe in December. I do like those kind of, as you said, brand break activities. So I also want to share this with you because I think they're very important, and I'm stressing very, very important for ESL teachers. These ones, Pokemon lesson trial, first lesson trial. And then I have a absolutely black one that is for dyslexic students. It does look simple. It should look simple. That's the point of the whole design. So if you're having a dyslexic student, that can be also maybe a point of learning for you as a designer. So we have the Andika font. That one is one of the more beautiful dyslexic ones for us who are not neurodivergent, because if you the thing is, you can't make double materials all the time. So when I make materials, most of them have the Andika font because it's easy to read by every student. Yeah, by everyone. Yes. Why? Because simply some of the dyslexia friendly font can cause headache with regular students. So which is, I really want to make them one version that is kind of for everybody. So this one is very good. You have the black background, you have the Andika font, and you have a yellow button. So yellow and white colors that a lot of dyslexic students have reported as good. Again, every student is individual. It doesn't mean it's going to work with your. So we have to acknowledge that. Then you have a trial lesson for young learners. Describe yourself with adjectives. Then you have a spinner game. And then you have the Pokemon, again, present simple. Just copy it here. Sorry. I spy with my little eye. This takes you outside, but I rarely do this. But it's the Smithsonian, and the Smithsonian gives you new photos every day. So it's really, they're historical. They're different than the regular spot the difference games, you know. So they have a timer as well, which is another brain break. So check out the trial ones. They're there to help you feel comfortable and just look presentable without effort in your first class.
And when you say, Milica, when you say trial, you mean that you recommend teachers to use that for the first class with the students?
If they like it, of course, yes. I do. Yes, of course, because we do know that we actually have to have at least one template. It's not going to work for every student, but it might make you feel like you have to do less, which is what as teachers we want to do less. That's the goal. So again, this is my structure of I'm just going to go back to it quickly with an older student. So I do like to discuss with them. I want to take them through the process together. So as you can see here, again, this is just what I like to do. So we talk about your goals, then we go to my methods, then you go to show them apps for the class, and then if they're older, you offer them a personalized level test. So it's a discussion about them, their goals, and you're making them feel valued. You're making them just feel like you can help them. You are the teacher for them. So that's the goal of this agenda. So I love the wordless ones. Why? You can use them for special needs students. You can use them for every language. It doesn't matter what you're teaching. This one is also, as you notice, gender neutral. So we don't have overly pink colors. So we have a very neutral set of colors. And with a material like this, it's endless. The activities you can do are endless. So let me give you an example. First, we can just do colors. Okay, so we can do colors, we can do numbers. We can, of course, do clothes. That's obvious. We can do weather. We can do clothes for seasons and weather, whatever you want. And you can do this with every language.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yes. And it's really, as I said, open-ended play. You can really let the student play with it. The student can play with it alone as well. The student doesn't even have to talk. They can just play and dress up. So I do think that's another bonus. Yes.
Melissa, thank you so much. This was Melissa from Alice in Methodologyland. We're going to link your group or your page, actually, your page in the Koala Teachers Family Facebook group.
Thank
And
you.
we also will share the recording of this. So for everyone to be able to watch, not just people who were able to watch it live. Well,
Thank
Melissa,
you. Thank you for inviting me.
have a fantastic evening.